Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about how to place a trade and how to set a stop loss and a target. Okay, so I hope you have already put your watch list to the left of your screen, and the watch list will be like this. And of course, you can, as you can tell, I am doing this out of market hours, so the market is not open right now. So I won't be actually making the trade. So I'll just use this one as an example. If you're ready to buy, for example, IOC, you can go to your watch list and click on the B for buy, all right? And then as you do that, there are three options: regular, cover, and AMO. Choose regular. And then there's a option for intraday and long-term. I want you to choose long-term, okay? And then you enter the quantity you want. Let's say you want 10 or you want 100, whatever it is, the number of shares you are going to purchase of that particular stock. The cost right now on the National Stock Exchange is 114.60. That was yesterday's closing price. Okay, so you select regular, long term, you put in the quantity you want, and then select market rather than limit. Limit is if you want to get it at a particular price. Okay, you'd have to basically you'll be waiting for that price to show up. You can do that as well. Let's say you want to say that instead of 114.60, you want it at 114. Okay, you can press limit and then you can set the price, okay, for 114 instead of 114.6. Okay, most of the time I may just do market. It's up to you, whichever way you want to do it. All right, then there is a more. Some of you, it may be opened right now. So the validity is, I'm just setting day. Okay, if that's moved down. All right, next thing is the GTT. You can actually see it automatically create a GTT. Okay, GTT, we'll talk about it after this. It's called good till triggered. You're actually placing an order to buy right now, but you're also placing another order that is good till triggered. Okay, that's a long-term order. And you're setting a stop loss and a target. So what is a stop loss? The stop loss says that when the price goes below a certain point, you want to sell it at that point. Okay, and the target says when a price gets to a certain profit, you want to sell and take the profit. Okay, so there are different ways of setting the stop loss and target. Some people would choose a 2% stop loss or a 5% stop loss. Zerodha has the -5 there as a suggested area, but that doesn't mean you have to do that. Now, how do you set the stop loss? There's a whole another video I'll do on that at another time. But one of the basic things you want to see is this: how much are you willing to lose? Okay, how much are you willing to lose on this trade? So, for example, if it's a 114 rupee stock, okay, if it goes down 10%, I'm sorry, -5%, you may be looking at about 5 rupees you'll be losing, approximately 5 rupees you'll be. Are you willing to lose 5 rupees if you are wrong? Okay. Or you might say, well, I don't think I want to lose that much. Okay, then you might select 2% or 3%, something like that. Okay. So right now, in the way that I'm trading right now, I'm selecting -5 and I'm putting a +10. Okay. Normally you want to have at least a 1-to-2 ratio for your stop loss and target. That means if whatever you're risking, so that is my stop loss, -5, that is my risk. Okay, whatever you're risking, when you win, you want to get double that. See, there it is, 10%. Okay, that's the 1-to-2 stop loss ratio. So if I'm going to set 2% as a stop loss, okay, then here I would put in 4% or greater. Okay, because I'm willing to lose 2% of my of the money if the price goes below, all right, my purchase price. All right, so I'm going to go back to 5, and then I'm going to put my target at 10. All right, here it is. I'm putting my target at 10. And I'll explain why I'm doing it right now like this. Now, that may change for me later on, but this is what I'm doing right now. Okay, and then that's it. And then you click buy. All right, but then of course it says markets are closed right now. Use GTT for long-standing trade. So I'm not going to trade that right now. I'm just going to cancel this out. All right, now what is a GTT? Let me explain that. See, when you place that trade, like for example, this IOC, Indian Oil Corporation, that I was just showing you, when that trade is placed with the stop loss and target in place, then when you press buy and the purchase is done, automatically, all right, Zerodha makes a GTT for you. Here it is. In the orders, you click on GTT right here. Okay, GTT means good till triggered. So this is an order that you're placing that is good till triggered. So here you'll see the date that the GTT was created and the instrument that is here, Tata Consumers. Or I can just use, IOC as an example, since that's the one we were looking at. There is a date that I created that GTT that most probably could be the date that I purchased. And then IOC, purchased. And then here are some options for me. We'll look at the options also later. And then you can ignore this OCO, and it's basically a sell order. All right. So here it is. This is my stop loss, 107.3, and this is my target, 124.25. Okay. So here's the percentages. Okay. So distance from last traded price, minus 6.37 and plus 8.42. All right, that means if it goes minus 6.37 from where the last traded price is, then of course I would, it would sell off for me and I would lose that 5%. Now it shows 6% here, but actually the price had gone up a little bit. All right, now the last traded price was 114.60, and obviously I bought it lower than that. Here's my quantity. I had purchased 204 shares of that. And here's my status of the GTT. It is active. So all right, so this is basically how a GTT works, okay? So when it's sold, this GTT gets canceled. When the stop loss is triggered and it sells, the GTT is automatically canceled, okay? But sometimes what will happen is if you have not authorized Zerodha to sell, then what happens is the stop loss gets triggered, but it doesn't get sold. But then the stop loss gets canceled and your stock is not sold, okay? Because it is the stop loss that is good till triggered. It was already triggered, but it didn't sell because you hadn't placed your authorization. You hadn't given your authorization to Zerodha to sell on your behalf on that day. So this is basically how the stop loss works. All right, so I'm saying if my price goes below up to a certain percentage, I want you to sell it for me. If it goes to a high limit where I want to gain that much of a profit, you sell it for me there. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to handle a trailing stop loss. Okay, once this stop loss is set, I'm going to talk about a trailing stop loss. That is when the prices keep going up higher and higher, and you can allow this stop loss, you can allow this target to trigger, the GTT can trigger and sell for you, and you may make 5% or 10%. But if the stock seems to continue to move up, what you can do is you can change this and you can set a trailing stop loss. And here's what I do. For example, if it's IOC, I go to my holdings and I find out how much I purchased IOC for 112.65. So I go back to orders and I go to edit. Okay, how much did I say it was? Okay, my memory is not that good today. IOC 112.65. So 112. Okay, so 112 is my purchase price. Now, I want to set a trailing stop loss of 2%. So I would go here and I would go to this IOC, IOC GTT under orders, GTT. Here's IOC, and I click options, and I'm going to click edit. I'm editing the GTT. All right, it is a sell order. Okay, and then here's my trigger price for the stop loss and the target. Okay, so here's right now it's at 103. 107.3. What was my purchase price? About 112. So if I move this to -2, what will be the price? See, there will be 112.3, too close. So I'm not going to set that. Okay. So let's take another example. Here's Tata Consumers. Okay. And I'll go to my holdings and find out what the purchase price was, 659. Okay. I go to GTT, Tata Consumers, 659. I edit that. Here, -65, 6. So it's still, all right. Let's see, we go back there, Tata Consumers, 659. All right. And here's Tata Consumers, 659. All right. Right. So if I make it -2, all right, 659 was my purchase price, 673. So I'm going to copy this and place it at the purchase at the price it's going to sell at, 673. See, what I did was, see, I changed this last traded price, the stop loss, to -2. Okay, and then I check what the price will be. If that -2 price is higher than my purchase price, okay, then sufficiently higher, then I would go ahead and alter my stop loss. All right, and place it there at -2. So here it is. I'm going to modify. This is Tata Consumers. So Tata Consumers, right? The current price is 686. Okay. But if it goes down 2% to 673, it will sell. If it goes up, all right, to 758, then I'm looking for a profit that I can gain there as well. Now, what if the price continues higher? Okay, the price goes up higher than this. And well, when it goes above 686 to maybe 687, 690, 695, again, this 2% will be changed. The 2% will go higher and higher because the price is going closer to this range. Okay, so right now it's between these two prices. This 686 is between these two ranges. When this price goes up, I'm moving closer to this 758 range. The closer it gets, this 2% becomes 3%, 2.5%, 3%, 4%, 5%, like that. And this percentage gets smaller. So that means it's getting closer to this price and could sell off. Well, what I do is I change this 2%. All right. I change this to 2% of that traded price. Okay. And the price I keep. So basically what I'm doing is it's called a trailing stop loss. As the price goes higher, all right, this -2% will change to -2.5, -3, -4. I'll keep changing this to -2. All right. And of course, -2 from the higher price will be higher than 673. So I keep following it with a -2% trailing stop loss. Why do I do that? Well, for example, I'm going to look at Tata Consumers on the chart. All right. Where is Tata Consumers? Here it is. Okay. I'm going to open the chart. And as I go to Tata Consumers, here we are. Okay. Look at the movement. Okay, and the movement looks very nice. See, my 20-day moving average is above the 60-day moving average, and it is making higher lows and higher highs every single day for the last 1 week and longer. See, after a consolidation period, it has broken out of that support and resistance. This was the support and resistance range. Okay, it broke out of that. All right, several days ago, last week, and then it's moving up higher and higher. Okay, now it looks like this used to be a previous resistance level right here. So it looks like it's breaking out of that resistance level, and the possibility is high that it could continue further up. How much further up? Well, it's hard to know, but we can look at the historical chart. Look at this. See, this is much beyond wherever this has traded. So this is just we are breaking new grounds with Tata Consumers. So what does that mean? Can it keep going up? We don't know, right? It could go up a little bit more and then move down, or it could continue going up further. So what I'm doing is I'm setting that 2% stop loss to say that as long as it keeps going further, I want to follow it and follow it. Now, let's say it comes to like right here at 698, and then it decides to move down, okay, a downtrend. Well, then what will happen is I could lose a lot of money, but instead, since I have my trailing stop loss at 2%, if it moves down, all right, I will only lose 2% of my profits, okay? Only lose 2%. This is how I set the stop loss, all right? The trailing, this is how the ordering is done, and this is how the stop loss is set, and this is how the trailing stop loss is set, and this is how under orders, this is how the GTT can also be modified, and you can watch the GTT as you watch your trade and as you watch the prices going up, okay? Whenever it's ready to come down, you can lose 2% and get out of it. Now, what if I get out right now? Well, fine, I can get out right now and I already made a profit and get out, okay? What was the profit that I made on Tata Consumers? My profits so far on Tata Consumers was 1,271. So I could take that profit 1,271 and get out, or I can continue following this, right? Following this and letting it go as far as it could go. And then wherever it does turn around for a downtrend, which it will, everything that goes up will come down. Everything that comes down will go up. So I'm going to follow it and then keep trailing it with the 2% stop loss. And whenever it turns down, I lose 2%, but still I gain the maximum I could gain otherwise. All right, I hope this helps you. If you have doubts, questions, please place your questions or doubts in the comments below. I'd love to connect with you and get back with you and help you out. And let me know if this video has helped you. Make sure to press that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And also make sure to share this with others that you would find that would be helpful for them. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day.